Lotte Jacobi grew up in a photography family in what it's hard to say because it's always the geography always changes and everything. But essentially, she started out in what we now know as Poland. And eventually, she moved to Berlin to set up a studio. That's where her husband was. And so she was a photographer and an experimental filmmaker in the 1930s. She had to leave Germany and she ended up in New York, set up her studio there. Eventually, she moved to New Hampshire and became very involved in the photography community of New Hampshire. And she became friends with Gary Sampson, who worked for the university at the time, and that's how her papers and photographs came to the university. This is a foray into photojournalism when she was mostly known for society photographs and stuff like that. And so she covered the effects of Soviet industrialization, modernization in these regions, photographing workers and collective farmers, peasants, street traders, intellectuals, and other political figures, starting in Moscow and Murmansk, and then in the socialist republics of Tajikistan and Uzbekistan. She took several thousand photographs, but when she returned, the majority of these images were not printed. The agencies only ended up using a few of these, but she did keep her negatives and everything and moved them over to the United States. So that's why we have them. So I think the real challenges were, so the only access we had were through her negatives. And because of the nature of her negatives, mostly nitrate, some acetate, but nitrate from this era, the more you handle it, the more danger you put the materials into. So we had to figure out a system to figure out what we even had. We were dealing with photographs that were mostly identified purely through Lotte Jacobi's notes. We were very lucky in that she recorded what she photographed and she had some notes, but the thing about the notes is they aren't exactly like the most ideal for library usage. Great for her in her studio, not great for us and researchers to use. This is the best way to access this collection. She captures these photographs at a particular time and place where, it's 32 to 33. There's going to be a huge global war in less than 10 years. Some of these places do not exist after that war. Some places don't exist after the subsequent wars and everything like that. It captures a time and a place that there just isn't that much of a photographic record of, which is really hope that people can find and use this collection and find it helpful for research for a lot of different types of topics. And we think it's a unique resource.